So it's raining congratulatory remarks for the Namibian president, who has appointed a cabinet that seems to be walking the talk, where gender balance, gender equality, gender equity is concerned. The Namibian president, Madam Nandi Ndaitwa, for a moment you would think she's a Tonga, eh? We need to dig deeper. She has appointed a cabinet of 10 women and 9 men. It's the first ever in the world. You search, you read, you do your research anywhere else. It has never happened like that. She is the first one to have such kind of a cabinet, and guess what? She has a female vice president. So as we speak, Namibia is being ruled by the 2 most powerful women as we speak today. Now, I have heard a lot of people saying, hey, you see, our friends in Namibia, they have just appointed, they haven't amended the constitution. So you wanted them to amend the constitution at the time when Zambia was amending it. Read very well what kind of system Namibia is using as a representation in parliament. And also read when last they amended their constitution, so that you understand. Read also about how many people they vote for and what kind of representation they have in Namibia. Do not just compare things for the sake of comparing to satisfy your interests. I know most of you people are arguing about the issue of the amendment for one simple reason, because everyone is saying no. So you think, and me, that's what I have refused to do. I've refused to just go with the wind just because everyone is saying this, I sit down and analyze first, what is good about this? What is bad about this? Most of you are saying, hey, no, it is just according to the president. If they want to support women and men, they can simply make appointments. You are right. Yes, it is according to how that person who has the power to appoint feels. And that's like the case for Zambia. We don't have a law that compels the president to say, also go ready, appointment. This number should be for women. This number should be for men. This number should be for the youth. We don't have that law. So even if the president today decided that he's going to have a cabinet for men, no one is going to take him to police. No one is going to take him to the court. No one will. Yes, you will question, but it will just end as a discussion or a conversation. And that has been the case for the longest time in this Republic of Zambia. Most of these political appointments and adoptions are probably made out of one's commitment and loyalty to the party or to that particular election. That's why we see that those people that seem to have fought so much for the party are the ones that get the highest positions. Just look at all the governments that we've had in the past. That is the case. It's not a secret, ladies and gentlemen, that when it comes to appointments in Zambia, no president has tried to put the numbers equally there. Youth, women, and obviously the gentlemen there. Most of the times it will be men there, women here, and the youth nowhere. And that is why some of these old folks that have started the politics have been there over and over, because never mind no chatabat. Pachipani chasira chizago. Bajontoka baenda kuchipani chinangu. Chane chionekana potential yaku chingapange government. Na mwebe mujaga bwabange namo wafaka fire bafuzirira mairo mazo madawajebe ka appointment. And that's why we've had the same people being in positions of influence over and over. When it comes to appointment, it's about who are you? Where do you come from? How has the party benefited from you? Have you been loyal to me? So, when we say we want an amendment of the constitution, what we are basically asking for is to have permanent seats for specific groups in parliament. Yakuti whether or not chipani chachita adopt, whether or not the president chachita appoint, whether or not whatever comes, those seats are specifically for that particular group. If it is women, it should be women. How we arrive at that, the system will sort itself out. If this number of seats are for the youth, it doesn't matter what somebody feels or thinks. Parties, the political appointees should find a way of ensuring that the youths have got those seats. That is what we are trying to fight for. It's not like we wanted to just see UPND be there in power for the rest of their lives. UPND will be there, but they will also have their time to exit. But even when they exit, we still want to see a situation where even the party that comes in next will still find a law that tells them Oh, we want 50 seats for women, 50 seats for men, 50 seats for the youth. For example, we are getting into an election here next year. What we hope and want to see is to see a law that compels the political party to ensure that the numbers of adopted candidates are balanced. We have the youth, we have the women, and we have the men. Let's say, for example, for argument's sake, we need 150 people to stand. We should have a law that compels political parties to ensure that they appoint or adopt 50 youths, 50 women, and 50 men. We should have a law that backs it up, that even when the president is making appointments, on his appointments, if he's adopting or appointing maybe 8 members of parliament, among those 8, we should have the women, we should have the youth, we should also have the male folks represented there in that age range. That must be backed by the law, so that when someone breaks that, there is a strike. If it is a political party, will say, you must because your numbers are not balancing up. Because the young people will continue crying and crying and crying. The women will continue crying and crying and crying. But the appointing authority will only appoint those that they feel like, because it is at their discretion. Political parties will appoint only those that are powerful and have the financial muscle, even when they do not have the leadership quality. Because why? Because they have the money. Yet the young people and the women who have the leadership quality and can help develop this nation will just be there complaining and singing Hallelujah, Hosanna. That is unfair, and that is why we are saying the amendment must be done. And personally, forget what you think, forget what you have heard. Yes, I still stand that we need the amendment. Whether it is UPND that is in power, or whether it is PF, whether it is Citizen First, whether it is Socialist Party, the amendment is needed to ensure that we balance up the numbers in positions of influence and in elective positions. And that is where mixed member proportional representation system comes in.